Good morning, class. How's everyone doing? I'm Miss Alvarado. Today our lesson is going to be over probability. And we want to know the probability of two different things when there's four happening. Y'all understand what I'm saying? So my example to teach you is going to be heads or tails. We want to know the probability of getting heads or tails, which is 50%. You have a 50-50 chance of getting heads or tails when you flip it, right? Yeah. So the next is possible outcomes. We want to know the possible outcomes if we have four different coins. How can we get two heads and two tails? So we're going to list out all the possible outcomes, and a cool little trick to know when to stop listing outcomes is if you multiply 2 times 4, it equals 8. The 2 comes from the heads or tails, and the 4 comes from the coins. Let's see for coins. So we're going to list them together. So what do you think the first one should be? Okay, class said heads, 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 tails. So we're going to write that down. Heads. I'm going to abbreviate for y'all. Tails. The next one is going to be heads, heads, tails. And what does that look like to you? That looks like two heads, two tails. So we're going to do step number 3, and we're going to star it. So let's start. That's 1. And the next one we're going to list out is heads, 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 tails, heads. That doesn't look like two heads, two tails, does it? Nope. So we're going to do another one. It's going to be heads, tails, heads, tails. That looks like two heads, two tails. So we're going to do step number 3, and we're going to start. And then we're going to do the next one, which is heads, tails, tails, heads. That's two heads, two tails. So we're going to start. And the next one is going to be heads, tails, heads, heads. That's not two heads, two tails. The next one is going to be all heads. So if we got the probability of flipping 4 coins and it landing on all heads, that'd be pretty crazy, right? And the last one, let me raise this up for you, is going to be heads, tails, tails, tails. So as you can see, when we flip the coin for the heads, we got 3 possible outcomes. So now we're going to try it for another way, and it's going to be all tails, starting with tails. So let's get a different color. I lost my top. And let's do the tails. I'm going to start a little higher up so we don't have to squeeze down here. And okay, we're going to go through possible outcomes for tails. And okay, we're going to start out with tails, 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 heads. That's not two heads, two tails. So the next one we're going to do T, T, H, H. That's two heads, two tails. So what we're going to do, we're going to do step 3, and we're going to star our possible outcomes. So the next one is T, T, H, T. That's not two heads, two tails, so we're just going to knock it off. And then we're going to do the next one, which is tails, heads, tails, heads. That's two heads, two tails, right? So let's start possible star outcomes. And the next one is going to be tails, heads, heads, tails. That's two heads, two tails. So let's start. That was a weird star. And then if you can kind of see, they kind of correlate. They're the same, but we're just starting with tails. We're just switching the letters, kind of. And the next one is going to be tails, 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 tails. And two more. It's going to be tails, heads, heads, and heels. Heads. And then the very last one is going to be tails, heads, tails, and tails. Okay, if we can count these out, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's how we got this. And then over here, there's 8 also. So 2 times 4 equals 8. That's an easy way to know when to stop how many possible outcomes there's going to be. Okay, the last step. We want to know the ratio of, determine the ratio of 2 heads, 2 tails. We got 3 chances out of both of them, so that adds up to 6, right? 6. And if we can all count the possible outcomes, which you want to do a fraction sort of, and you're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So that's 16 possible outcomes when you flip 4 coins 8 times each, 16. So it's going to be 16. 6 out of 16. So if you're flipping a coin 1 time, you get 50-50 chance of getting it heads or tails. And if we took 4 coins and flip them each 1 time, there are 6 possible ways that we can get 2 heads and 2 tails. And that is what we are trying to do. 2 heads and 2 tails. So that's what we did. And then I have a few examples for y'all. We're gonna all try it in your groups, in your individual groups. We're gonna do 2 red jelly beans and 2 green jelly beans. I wanna know, without looking at this, I wanna see how far y'all can get. If y'all have any questions, then please raise your hand and ask me. I'll give you 15 minutes to do that. And then I also have more examples. I want y'all to do 2 red M&Ms and 2 yellow M&Ms. So if y'all can just work on that really quick, and I'll get back to you in 15 minutes. Very good job, class. Y'all look like y'all are getting it. Let's go over it. So we don't have to write them all out because, as y'all probably could tell, they were basically the same thing, but I just wanted y'all to practice doing it on your own without me guiding y'all. So y'all had all the steps written out on the board for y'all, and I want to know what y'all got. Oh, y'all got 16 out of 16, and how'd y'all write that? Like this, 6 out of 16. That's another way you can write it. You can also write it in a percentage, which would look like 37.5%. And that means out of 100%, you're gonna have a 37.5% chance of getting 2 heads and 2 tails. So, do y'all think y'all have got it? All right, good. This will be on your next test. And if y'all have any questions, please feel free to ask me.